Hello and welcome back to the YieldMax 100 Share Challenge. This series is dedicated to see what would happen if you had purchased 100 shares of each of the YieldMax ETFs starting in December of 2024. Today we are covering Group C, which just paid its 6th payment since we started. And as you can see, the market value is 16,505 and the cost base is 17,604. So we are a little negative total even, and we did have an up day. So let's take a look at where we're at. So remember, we started with 100 shares of each. These are in drip and there is no taxes or added contributions. So this is just a bought and hold scenario. And I did it as no tax because I don't know what your tax rate is in each state, and if you're doing this in a non-taxable account like a retirement account, then there will be no taxes. So let's start with ABNY. We have 123.08 shares. Our average price $14.67. Here's our cost basis. That is the average price times shares. Current price is down to $12.44. The market value is $15.31. Annual dividend would be the dividend paid this time times 12, and that would equal $571.75 annually. And this is actually a little off, as most dividend trackers won't do the YieldMax because they're on a 4-week cycle, not a monthly cycle. So there is one extra payment added to these numbers because there's 13 payments, not 12. And as a matter of fact, Group C, this is May, and it paid twice in May. It paid at the beginning of May and it paid May 31st. So this is the month that it would have paid twice in the same month. And as you can see, it is negative overall from the beginning. AMDY, we're up to 129.5 shares. Average price is $10.50 and the current price is $7.50. Coney, 156.15. So we've got a good growth on our share count. 12.09. Unfortunately, the average cost is $7.90, or the current price is $7.90. So we are down on this one. CVNY, 130.9 shares. This is a newer one. I believe this is payment 4. We'll double check that when we get to the Google Sheets. As you can see, the average price on this one was $35.75 and we are up $45.45. So this one is actually has a positive return on the share price also. And it pays a higher dividend, as you can see. Look at that, annual dividend income is over $7,000. It is $1,200 plus, so that one's doing well. Fiat, 157.91. So this is the short on Coinbase. So it has grown nicely. I think Coin has been going down, so it has been going up. Unfortunately, it still is not holding its share price for the number of shares we're getting. So it's 841 is the average and 513 is the current. It's down a little, about 500. Microsoft, MSFO, on only 115.41. The average price is 1841 and the current is 1746. It is down 110. Netflix is up to 127.36 shares. 1819 is the average and 1865 is the current. So this has gone up. Well, look at that. We're in the green. PYPY, PayPal, 123.38, 1732 average, 1313 current. So this one has lost a little bit. And as you can see on a normal dividend tracker, on this one, you have different screens you depending on what you want to look. This will be your annual dividend income broken down, like I said, in 12 months, not 13. So you'll have to count for that on your own. monthly, weekly, daily. So you're making $1.55 an hour even when you sleep. So there you go. Here's your 8 holdings. Your 17 plus invested. We're down 1,000 off cost basis. There's just the dividend composition. Here's a couple of quick recent dividend changes. Some of the better or the bigger ones. This one was, as you can see, went down quite a bit. CVNY paid a massive $4.57, so that was a nice one. And then Fiat also tumbled. Our goal is $24,000 a year or $2,000 a month, and we are a little over halfway there. You can see your estimated dividends, and then if you want to see how much you're going to make over time, it has that information at the bottom. You'd be making $174,000 a year after 20 years. So dividend trackers are fun for just, plugging stuff in and taking a look. I've also done for this series, I made these Google Sheets, so it's sometimes easier to see it in this format, and I can go over these now. As you can see, we had the 2 payments in May. We are down $3.62 in share price. Our initial was $15.17, and then we're down 95.43 if I'd stop scrolling off the page. Our initial investment was $15.17, and it's currently at $14.21.57. Last dividend was 0.3871, which paid $46.10. And these 2 columns are with drip and without drip. And house just means how fast we're going to recover 100% of our original investment. So with drip, we have made $289.84, which is 19.11% of this. And then no drip is obviously you're taking this as like a payment or just putting it cash in your account and buying something else with it. You would have received $38.71, which is obviously the $38.71 times your 100 shares, because the shares will not grow without drip. And it has paid $266.14 without drip, which is 17.54% of your initial investment. AMDY, we're up to, let's see, there's 129.5 shares. Here's our price history. It has bounced up and down, mostly down, down, up. Or no, this one's all down. Oh, we had that little small up. There's the up. So we're at 722. So it's trended up the last 2 months, but we're still down 415 overall, and we have lost 202.01 from our initial investment. Paid $42.33, and that was actually a little bit better than it has been paying for the dividends. So the dividend payment was up to $51.78, which gives us $222.65 with drip at 19.58%. 201 no drip, $17.68. Coney is not cooperating. There, fine. Alrighty, 156.15. There's our 770. We're up the last 2 months also. So that's trending in the right direction. Let's see if it can last. We're down 609, unfortunately, overall. And that equates to 176.65 in total loss. Dividend was 73.51, so that was a decent one. It's better than the last 4. Here's in the beginning it was paying a little better. The dividend payment was over $100, so that's good. That's nice when you get these. You're going by 142 shares of your dividend. So this number growing is what we really need. The faster this grows, the faster everything else grows. So as you can see, we're up to 508.80 with DRIP, which is 36.99 or 90% return. So we're over a third of the way there to recovering our initial investment. And 430.38 without, which is 31.21. CVNY, yep, okay. 3 payments, sorry. I think I said 4. But this one started back in March, is when we started tracking this one. Let's see, how have we done? We're up to 130 shares, so that's good. 10 shares a month. The price, this one is up from our initial. So as you can see, it did go down and then it's gone back up. That seems to be the trend. We've had some good stock market returns. So we're up 831 and a total of 2182.88. So this one is good. As your investment is, that's a nice return. Like I said, it did pay this huge dividend. You can see the last were under $3, but this one was $4.57, which was a $541.20 payout. So we're up to $11.35. So this one, even with 3 payments, is already a third of the way, almost a third of the way of recovering your initial investment. And $28.83 without DRIP. So that particular one has done well. Fiat, we're also up to 157.91 in shares, so this one's growing the shares nicely. And as you can see, the price is not holding because this one has gone down, down, down. We had the one up month and then 2 back-to-back losers. As you can see, your investment has gone down, so we're down 367 in share, but we're only down 36.55 because we have quite a few shares. It did pay 26, so 27 rounded, which is low, so goes in hand with a very bad price. Some of these I'm not sure what they're going to do with when these prices keep falling. I don't know if they're going to do a reverse split, or I haven't read anything. If you've heard anything, go ahead and drop a comment. Maybe you could help out the community, which would be awesome. Let's see, where were we? Dividend payment is $40, so we're at $437.66. This one has almost halfway to recouping our initial investment, so that is actually not a bad way of looking at it. Unfortunately, I don't know what they're going to do with this price. No DRIP was 363, so this is 40%. So as you can see, the faster the shares grow, the faster you'll get a difference between with DRIP and without DRIP for the percentage of return. Microsoft. We're only up to 115 shares. As you can see, it has held comparatively its share price. So this one's only down $1.46. And we are up a total of 119.36 from our initial investment. So if you took the 115.41 shares, the current price, that gets you this number. On the dividend tracker, this number is displayed as every time you get this dividend payment, it adds that price. So like you're going to be buying shares at $16.19. Here you're going to be $16.29. So it's an average running cost. This is just strictly, here's what I put in, here's what it's worth now. It doesn't count the dividend income as buying more shares. It's just a different way of looking at it. I know for tax reasons you will definitely want to keep track of how much you got paid, but this is just a different way of looking at it. 1376. You can see this one, it's paid the 50-cent dividend, and it's had some smaller ones in the past, which is why the shares are not growing very quickly and why the return is so low, because you got 1376 and 1296. Nestle. And this is what I'm talking about. On the other spreadsheet, this up was smaller. We are really close on share price. But this is the big one. Your investment is worth $23.25 versus $18.45 when it started. $127.36 on shares, which is okay. It's growing steady. The 68.32 was in line. We've had a couple of big ones, but 68 is decent for this particular fund. We are at 25.56 return and 23.10. So we're a quarter of the way there on this one. PYPY. We are up to 123.38 shares. 1265 is our current, and that is down. It's only 4 cents from last month, but as you can see, this one had a bad down time. It's down 554 overall, which is 258.24 total lost. Dividend of 55, which was the same as last, and then it had some small ones. So 50s seems to be about where it's settling in on for this cost. And with the smaller dividend payment, it's holding its price. The number of shares obviously doesn't grow as fast. 1746 is your return with, and 1608 without. And that's Group C. We will have Group D as our next one. And that's the one that has MSTY in it. So I will have that for you on the weekend after it pays. It paid Friday. So I will have that out this coming weekend. And I want to thank you for joining me. And if you made it this far, if you could do me a huge favor, go ahead and give me that thumbs up that you watched the whole way through, and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Well, you enjoy your week, and thanks for joining me. Goodbye.